So that's what I tried to do in China. I had a lot of problems. Couldn't install modules, so I told the students that I would do this when I got back to the United States and see if it had any problems. And so far, there are no problems. So that is definitely would be the proxy between on the China firewall that's causing that problem. So I'm just gonna put beautiful soup. I don't know if that's soap or soup. Let's try it out. It's probably soup. There's no typo, so no problem there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going through and installing all modules that I need for all projects that I'm going to add to GitHub later for for conferences that I go to, for potential job employers that are at the conferences. They want to see my Git repos, and for a colleague is want to share my GitHub with potential employers. So I need to install all of these libraries, and there are a lot of libraries with the automating the boring stuff. I think is a little more professional than the Python Crash Course. They're at the same level, except this one is a little more complex, a little more professional. It's got automation, a lot of automation tools. This had Django and some kind of web app interface as the ultimate thing. It's and this is about automating mundane tasks. So, but the libraries in here, Python Crash Course, so I had a big problem with teaching it and downloading the modules, so teaching it in China. And I just tried to download all of them, and all of them had no problem here. I'm back in Silicon Valley here in California, so I'm going to download the modules here for automate the boring stuff. And so far it's no problem. Everything is no problem. So PyPDF2 here. We'll move to the next one. I'm just going to find all of the things that I need to install. Modules. There's another one. I noticed what's really strange is actually I'm on the PowerShell here, and WSL is supposed to be where I'm supposed to do that, the Windows System Linux, but it's having some Ubuntu problem here with a sudo apt and stomp. I have to get over that, but so far it's just I've taken this same installation and done it on the PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, and it's no problem. It just goes right through, as you can see. So you can see that this automated boring stuff has a lot more modules than the Python Crash Course. So it is a more complicated book, complex book. You can see all of these. This is module named here. These modules here. And I think that I can write a column on that. Was interesting. Let's have this. Let's let this finish. This PyAuto GUI is a big one. So the Python Crash Course, you can see from my last videos, I did that on my PhD channel. I did that in 2 months, yeah, we're waiting for that to do some adjusting here. I have my Jewish channel on my PhD channel, and I also need to put my coding channel on there too. Ooh, that's bad, huh? Okay. Yeah, so sorry about that. Looks like I deleted all of my... Alright, cool. So that went through. And, so I got the, twinning, whatever that was. So I'm going to go through this list right here. And, it's like it's going to 23. So I want to make sure I got everything. Request beautiful soup. Selenium. And now I'm going to use the comma. I can get that from install multiple modules at a single time. That's probably the part of the command line, the Python one-liners book. Install multiple modules at a single time. Python. Let's see what they do. Packages at once. 1, 2, yeah, install the package 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. Following. If you install package 1, don't need to use a comment, it looks like. So let's try that. Selenium. Open. PyXL. PyPDF, I already did that one. Python docx, I think I already did that one. IMAPC, P client, PYZ mail, Twilio, Pillow, PYOBJC. No, that's not what that's for OS X, Linux, and PyAutoGI. I obviously did those. Let's try it. And it worked. So this stuff works on the PowerShell, but I assume that it's calling the Linux. And oh, you've got an error here. Okay. PYZ mail. Doing some process. Those will not run successfully. Error. It's reading some process. Well, this came from some process like not a problem with pip user. So this came from the pizmail. Satisfied. Okay, let's see what I got. So Selenium, open PyXL already, docx, already satisfied, and then IMAP client, Pizmail, this one. So it looks like somewhere around IMAP client and Pizmail. Let's try that. Stop there. So that's. Was there anything after that? There was Twilio and Pillow. It looks like it didn't try those. So install. Let's try IMAP client. Okay, it's fine. Let's try Pizmail. About the same problem. Let's see. Error. Okay, let's try. So Twilio, Pizmail, Twilio. The one after it. That one runs, has no problem, probably. Let's see. Yep, see, no problem. Okay, now I try Twilio Pillow. I don't need anything else. Already satisfied. And the last one, so might be some connection, but I'll just try and Xlib. This should be supposed to be for Linux. It may not. If it doesn't, yeah, see, it doesn't work. So just recognize the name. Yeah. So that's supposed to be on Linux. So, and if I try that here. Did I put pip install? Oh, I didn't. Okay, let's try that. Pip install Python 3 Xlib. Oh, it's running. See. So I think there's some kind of, there is a connection with Linux, so that's why the PowerShell Linux. So I think that's why it's okay. It's installing. So it tells me to well, this is page 442. So this should be part of the appendix actually. This is B appendix, yeah, appendix AB. So it looks like that was okay. Now I'm going to see what else we have for pip install. Probably it right here. 3. Yep. Okay, so the next Centrash looks like that was all of the modules is actually appendix A. So if I'm not mistaken, that was all the modules. So I think everything, the modules did not have a problem. It went right through. So this is definitely a problem with trying to install third-party modules from foreign countries in China. It's not, it's obviously something with the China firewall, the China proxy that is preventing that, stopping that. So that's what I thought, and it looks like I was right. So. Because I didn't have any problems here. It was very smooth for anything. If it has problems with abnormalities with installing modules, then abnormalities for other code are probably the same thing in the network. Probably the same symptom. Okay, so for anything else, any other modules, I'll assume that I have everything already, all modules installed. I'll just pick up anything else that I find, but that solves that problem about modules, third-party modules in foreign countries. Not advised to try to use, to download, install, or to visit third-party countries, highly censored countries like that, and expecting to download third-party modules. There was a lot of talk about companies leaving China because of censorship issues, but I would say they would just leave simply because of operational issues. The network blocks a lot of activity. It's not just surveillance, it's not just monitoring, it's also just simply getting access to regular files, day-to-day files needed to do work. That's not, they have their priorities, but for-profit companies organizations have their own priorities, and if they can't operate that way, then they have to leave, and that's what a lot of companies have done. So but it's weird because the largest companies like Amazon, Microsoft, they still operate in China, and they seem to have no problem to it with it. They operate there with impunity, and they don't seem to have any problem with that. So at the highest levels, there appears to be an operational transparency, but at the lower organizational levels, even mid-size companies, even large-size companies, they experience a bottleneck, a data transfer bottleneck. But like I said, the highest one, like ones like Amazon or Microsoft, and somehow they have operational transparency. I don't know the details on that technology, but that I can see that operationally. But anyway, as for me, how it is relevant to me is that I have to stay in America if I want to develop anything that is essentially valuable to my colleagues, such as at the Python conferences, the Python meetings that I go to. I'm going to need to, they want me to develop things from this book. And so to do that, I cannot do that from China. I have to do that here in Silicon Valley. So acknowledging that means that I have to acknowledge that I have to stay here. I can't go overseas. Sorry, just took a little break there. I forgot what we were talking about here. So yeah, I made a GitHub and section for these two books I'm going to put, and yeah, I need to change this avatar to. When am I going to change it? Anyway, let's go to. Oh, here it is. Python Crash Course and Automate the Boring Stuff. These two right here. Created 2 commits and 2 repositories. Oh yeah, that was a commit with the README file. So I have these 2 repos and that I just made, and so I'll be adding to that this one first. You can see that just did that today. Yeah, I thought it was yesterday, but anyway. So I'm going to start adding all of the chapter coding files to this, and I guess I'll start at the first one. I don't know why, because this part 1 section is actually smaller than it, the automating test is smaller than this one. This book, and you can see the differences here too. So I've already read this book, gone through it. I have not gone through Automated the Boring Stuff, but you can see you've got 1. It's pretty evened out. It's about 200 pages, and then part 2 is about another 200 pages. Looks like it's about 250 pages. No, yeah, I would say about 200 pages. So, but this one, part 1, looks like it's smaller. It's about 110 pages for the basics, and then for the fundamentals, and then about 300 pages for the project. So I'm going to do this book first, and then I'm going to do this book second, because I already know this book. This will be really easy to go through, but I'm going to do all the chapters. So and the reason why I'm doing this one first is because I was featuring this as a repo that was requested by one of the Python creators and developers of PyBay, and that's what I think will get me the job. It's going to go through these. So the first thing I'm going to do is we start at the beginning, and considering that the basics are only 100 pages, so we're going through this really fast. And yeah, I did notice that the beginning is using the interpreter, so we're not. There's nothing I can save on the repos for that yet. So I'll have to go through until I find work with it until I find some code that I can add to the repo. And so I think it's here. It's just telling me to open the idle. And then it's asking me to enter expressions into the idle. So that's where we are here. It says enter 2 + 2. So that's the first thing it says. That's what we get in the interpreter. So now it should now the idle window should now show some text like this, 3.32. It's this right here. That's exactly what it shows. So this is where we're starting. So the most is called an expression, the most basic kind of programming instruction in the language, expressions to values and operators. Values and operators, this is used to value an operator. You can always evaluate this. That is reduced to a single value. That means you can use expressions, or by that code you could also use a value. In the previous count equals 2 is value down to single value 4. Single value no operators is also considered an expression, and though it evaluates only to itself, shown here. By the way, the next talk I'm doing at PyBay 2024, I don't know if it's Peninsula or PyBay, I think it's PyBay 2024. I'm going to talk about the 5-minute speed talk on the APIs, which is let's see, IDE. No. APIs, working with APIs. This one right here, what I learned in chapter 17, actually, right here. So very interesting, actually, where it teaches you how to make modules. This book teaches you how to make modules, and then teaches you how to download third-party modules and use them. And then what I learned here in this API is developers are not even downloading modules and working around them. Instead of doing that, they'll just call APIs online, and you can see that happening at places like GitHub. Statistically, which repos are accessed most by developers on GitHub, and GitHub is the largest repository of developers, and the largest repos are APIs. How to work with APIs and so on. So developers are, I would say, one of the main tools for developers is APIs. They would rather use an API than download modules and code around the modules. If an API already does it, they would rather do that, and that's what they're looking for. Okay, so back in here, automate the boring stuff. There's no crash, they contain code. Here you understand, caused by the initial error, break the computer, that's the person means when stop running, respectively, if you want to know more about error, research for example. So resource no start to automate stuff to see a list of common Python error messages and their meanings. That's good to know. So common error messages and their meanings. It seems that the first projects that they're going to use is pattern matching, which is regex or regular expression. And I found another book that I asked ChatGPT, what is a similar book to this for automating? Because the topic of this book is automation. This Python one-liners is also going to be very good. I think we'll go to that. Think Like a Programmer. These types of books are very good. I highly suggest these. Also, highly suggest staying on the no starch publisher theme. But the book that I was told is also a good idea is Python Automation Cookbook, and I have that one, and I think a lot of the topics look very similar to automate the boring stuff, and so I think that I'm going to stay on the no starch publisher topic theme because of that. So I don't want to get too off topic, even though they probably have some really interesting things. Might deviate, diverge a little reading that, but mainly we'll stay on the no starch press. So also I want to find the GitHub for this book. So I made my own, and I need to find the their repo actually. So I'm reading this as I go along, but I didn't see this. It says selected by Cyber Defense Magazine as one of 100 best cybersecurity books. This is not even a cybersecurity book. This is an automation book. But it says that it's one of 100 cyber. So what that tells me, is that learning the fundamentals of Python is going to be really rewarding for me. And so as you can see here, right, this is just so that's where I'm staying. And for example, I'm trying to find the GitHub page, but if you go to Cyber Defense Magazine, I'm sure they think they're doing very important stuff. But as I said, they themselves cited a book that has nothing to do, with cybersecurity as one of their 100 most important books. So that's my point. And here's the list of books right here. So yeah, usually it's like, applied cryptography, and penetration testing, things like this, Metasploit. These are hardcore cybersecurity books. But there it is right there, number 55, Automate the Boring Stuff. So like I said, if you learn the fundamentals of any coding language, you'll slip right in, especially the main ones like C, or Java or Python. You will slide right into all the other industries and their fundamentals, which is not what I could say conversely. So if I learn the fundamentals of cybersecurity, not necessarily will slide into the fundamentals of coding. Same thing with Linux. I learned network engineering. Here's another one right here, Cracking the Coding Interview, number 44. Considers it more important. That is a more technical book than Automate the Boring Stuff, I think. So I'm going to keep taking a look at this if I recognize these other books. Python Crash Course number 57. Oh my god. This actually, if you read it, is a very simple book. And I'm surprised it has its top 100. That tells, I mean, what I learned from this when I was also teaching cybersecurity, what I learned from it is that, these people, if you're not actually, a core coder type, all other industries, may actually approach coding more simplistically than, the coders do. I mean, it sounds obvious when you say it, but I mean, it's actually quite it's kind of critical thing to think about, the state of their coding abilities. So it goes back to I mean, how good is cybersecurity if it's only as good as the coders are. And look at the books that they suggested, as the top books for their coding. I mean, it's just absolutely Python Crash Course. That's a simple book. I mean, that's as simple as it gets, actually. So, that's not a good sign. The CCNA 200 to 300. This one is a good one for network engineering. You can see a lot of basic books in here. Linux Basics. What is this? I don't know. Minecraft? That's a game. I don't know what's that? Cybersecurity for beginners, right? So a lot of cybersecurity stuff. Obviously, that's their topic. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but again, they're not core coders fundamentally, so they're not. I don't think that those. I mean, would those books be in the top 100? I don't know. I think a coder would try harder to, look around for the best books for coding. I'm not sure if the simplest books would be in the top 100. But yeah, a lot of cybersecurity books here, and then the code book. That one seems interesting. The Science of Secrecy from Agent. See, this code to them is like cryptography, so I think even their mind is not on coding. I mean, when they think of coding, they're thinking of cybersecurity, they're thinking of cryptography, but when a software developer says coding, like a Python developer says coding, we're not thinking cryptography. I mean, that's part of it, but you know, it's kind of the same thing. Like if a software engineer had like the top 100 cryptography books, maybe they would be too simple for a cryptographer. You know, if you ask them. So yeah, it's all context, all retrospect. So anyway, where did that come from? I was thinking. I was looking at. So first of all, I'm looking for the automate the boring stuff. Ian Friday. So this, I don't know who all these people are, but there should be a Thomas Killow. Oh, here it is. Automate the boring stuff. Els Wigart. Let's see. That is the author, I think. Oh, that's a PDF from somebody else. Ooh, look at, see? I don't know. Is this the whole? There's more pages. Yeah, it should be. Anyway, it's probably in here somewhere, so might be able to do a search, but these are supposed to be, I got a zip file. Yeah, that's where I got this. Okay, cybersecurity. So practical programming and test talks, practical programming with non-engineers, and open source. So Chronicle 69. So I guess spent a lot of time on the Starch books, improving my Python, and probably would be enough for me to get into. You know, talking with the at the meetings, and getting a job. Probably, you know, showing the GitHub projects. But that'll probably be enough. So anyway, I've got these reviews, detail into my index. Contents, reviews, updates. Click here for details. I don't see anything about GitHub, so I'll look in here for the Git file. Let's see what we've got. There it is. We're putting them open the game. Nope, that's something else. Okay, that's a project, and that is what, the page 263. Okay. Copy the entire more project stuff. Posted to Pastebin. Gets got Els Wigart 6912. Looks like more project stuff. Yeah, that looks like a project. No, doesn't look like it. I think they don't have anything for it. They don't have GitHub for this, I think. Usually I would see it here. So let's go back. 260 was up here, so that's about chapter 11. That's projects, sure. 11 or 12. Okay, back. Mentions. So like I said, so we've got something here. What happened? Looks like I missed this part. Why did I miss this part? Okay, looks like I missed a little bit. So, so that's where the beginning starts. So I'm looking for source files here, coding files, steps here. But this obviously this is not one. So I'm going to keep checking until I get to a file that I can save. Might as well try this one out, actually. Just thinking about that. I don't have any preference for an IDE, so I'll just use this. too, so project, go make a project folder. Project folder here. In here. Just make that a TXT file. Else I want here, put the same, this file in there. Same as some project. So this is the my project. I know it's page, so 3. So got something in there. And let's edit this file. Okay, so now I'm typing this here into here. So idiot. Idiot. Look at this. Not so nice terms. 30? So I have this now, so I want to see what it does. I'll check it 5 for that. Enter your password. Okay. 2025. I just typed something. I don't know what it does, but I'm just going to 25. This is access denied. So whatever the password is supposed to be, I have to keep guessing it. And so now I'll read this and see what is in here. I actually don't have anything in here, but supposed to read something in there, and let's see what it has now. It doesn't say write it just says read. Show if I look in here, should be nothing still. That's nothing, okay. And So type password input. If type password is secret password, print access granted. If type password is 12345, print that password is one that you inputs. So if somebody puts 12345, then it will give me this, but otherwise it has to be whatever password is in here, or it'll just say access denied. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put project kosher cuts, and okay, that's for the space. So we see also that sensitive to that. So I can't go back and put this. So I'm going to put project. See if we can get into there. Nope. Okay, so there. This is just run F5 here. Now I'm gonna put 18345 and so I typed 12345, but I still have access denied. What's the input? The input is string. I put in 12345. It says shouldn't it have been this? Okay, let's try again. So it recognized that. Try one more time. No space. Yep. So the space is a character, and it should also recognize this. I don't know why it didn't. This is all. This is okay. Password. The type password is input. She's granted if the type password is 12345. So it should be. I don't know why that's not working. Let's try string access denied. So anyway, I have something partially working. Do I want to add that? What section is this? What is programming? On the section, is there anything else? No. Do I want to just keep going through this until? Might as well as. What I can do is I can add sections and add to Git, and then decide what I want to take out. So this will be the first one. What is see that, but it requires for me to have a file like there. Okay, so let's just do some practice for now. Let's do this. License. Upload. Oh, I have to remember how to upload a file. Data file. So here we are back to using Git locally. Oh, look at that, it's WSL thing. So I think it's add Git to my current directory, not a Git repository, parent to stop my file systems. Clone the repository locally on your computer. My computer create a space for repository for repo. Copy the URL of the repo. This one. That's clone repository HBS. Git clone. System32. That's where the bash is. So I'll just put git clone. Fatal. WSL. And then WSL says use Linux. Permission denied. Okay. So let's try sudo git clone. Password. Fatal. Permission denied. But I'll try another. This is bash. So, but try PowerShell. Always works. Let's try git clone. Whoa. WSL. Cloning. Done. Yeah, it's just using the right interface. Okay. So I have a clone, and I will press enter to create your repository file. Now what? Okay, I cloned it now. What cloned? Now we try to do it the hard way, so okay, so we don't try that again. So get add open get bash. It's created on your computer with a file you'd like to upload to GitHub into the local directory that was created when you cloned the repository. Where is it? Let's get that. Not get that. Add existing file. It's the track trace. Let's try. Deleting this. I don't know. And then the other problem is I gotta change the. I have to change the Git directory. So this is the. Take too much time. How do I just add initial commit? Initial commit. Come on, damn it. There it is, this stupid thing. You didn't say it, look at this. Did it say hit the plus icon? God damn, it's so hard. So, understand. Okay, drag the file here. Okay, so put that in, and then I'm gonna put the secret password file in. Okay, now I'm going to commit the change. Add files, and it's going to ask me what is this. Don't care right now, so we got these two files in here. And what is this? Create new file, upload files, no folders. Okay, just keep with that. Let's program it. Okay, so they can see the contents. Okay, they can see the contents. Okay. So this is not making the Linux jive, but that's what I'm going to do, reading this and following it through. So yeah, and what it's saying here is talking about how programmers don't need to be good mathematicians. They don't need to be good at maths. I was thinking about that recently. Is a software engineer is like an engineer, except using English only. So, like, you know, if a person is really good at English but wants to be an engineer, then they could be a software engineer, become a software engineer. But if they were really good at maths and wanted to become an engineer, then maybe they would not become a software engineer. Maybe they would become a hardware engineer, or you know. So it just contrasts the difference between using English purely using purely using English purely to do engineering. So it sounds unimaginable. It sounds not possible, impossible, but that's actually what software engineering is. This is totally true right here. It says the more you program, the better you'll become. So that's, I think, the golden rule. And totally true. So there's a rundown of what's going to happen in this book. I'm just going to take the code excerpts and start putting that into the GitHub, into here, and then I'll see that. I don't know if there's a way to distinguish from chapters, but definitely use the sections, section titles, and also the files, the file names that are used in the book. So anyone that's searching the repo can easily find and direct themselves to those files, what part of the book they are part of. And also I'm going to do a lot of practice with Pep8 and to for the whole process to be readable. So here we get part 1, Python programming basics, and then part 2, automating tasks. These are the only 2 parts. Part 2 is a lot bigger. It's about 3 times bigger than part 1. So I'm actually getting through this really fast. I've already done a lot of these in this Python crash course. You can see the similarities here, contrasted similarities. And you've got flow control. It sounds harder than it is, so I'll be going into that. So lists, dictionaries, manipulating strings, strings, lists, dictionaries, and strings, and functions. So it's introducing these. Flow control is probably controlling the logic, like object-oriented programming or something, or whatever else, if then statements, conditionals, and true-false. Truthy falsies, I think they call them, the conditionals and truthy falsies. If else, while, for loops and things. Okay, so, but they're gonna, I'm sure the reason why I'm including that is because there's a possibility that the employers would be interested in some of those basic things. Like in here, the PyTest, the unit testing was in the fundamentals, so that's something that the employer might be interested in, is unit tests in testing, like testing your code and so on, running tests on code, like debugging, because these projects were not anything about debugging. You can see that these types of topics, and the employer probably may not be interested in those topics, but would be interested in something like this, using something that was in the fundamentals. So I'm going to do all of the source code in everywhere, and just put that in so I'll see what happens in here, and do all of that in here, and then I'll do all of the projects. A lot of these projects I think are a lot more interesting than this book. You can see that these are kind of like, this was a video game, this was, what was this? This was APIs, this was like data visualization, this was Django, and this was an online app, so which is kind of part of the Django. So I think that these are somewhat useful, but I wouldn't want to do the video games, but what do I know? Whatever's in demand, wherever the money is, the money comes first, I think. apps also, like mobile apps, the mobile business. I'm very interested in that. I would just hate to be pushed into like coding for Java because I dislike it. I came to dislike it, so I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna stay with Python and see what I can do with that. Okay, so anyway, I want to take a look at some of these projects. So you've got pattern matching with regular expression, how Python can manipulate strings and search for text patterns with expressions, reading and writing files, organizing files, debugging, web scraping, working with Excel spreadsheets, working with PDF and Word documents, working with CSV files and JSON data. This JSON was very simple. This was like downloading and uploading, and I did that already with this book. Web scraping would be useful. Debugging is in here. That looks like unit testing. The testing tools. The rejects looks useful. Getting used to that. This is very useful in network engineering. Network engineers use regex a lot. So that'll be interesting to see. Automating tasks, launching programs on scheduled times. So this that will be useful to an employer, I think. Let's see, sending email and text messages, useful. That's a very old topic. Manipulating images, not really interested in that. And it's controlling the keyboard and mouse with GUI automation. This is something I am interested in. So I think what I see, the point of this book is automating things, automating tasks. So what I'm most interested in is this one, controlling the keyboard and mouse with automation, the scheduling, and the web scraping and the regex. Debugging, and obviously, a lot of these topics are nice. So those are my interested ones. Alright, so just keep moving with this in here and see what happens next. Yeah, also side note, I found this, like, when you're working with a book and you want to do exactly what the book says, I mean, you want the book to work exactly everything you want it to work, so you have to start off with doing exactly what it says from the start. So you cannot do like how you want or use what you have and try to make it work. And it's better to just do what it says from start to finish. And because in the last class, I thought I'd go with installing Fedora, for example, but the book was clearly telling me to use Ubuntu, and it turned out it's a lot easier at the end, all the way through. At the end of the course, it turned out it was easier if we were just using Ubuntu. So, for each book will have its different opinion, its different view, but as far as using that book and trying to make that book work specifically, it's better to do exactly what it says all the way through. So right now I have it saying it wants me to check the system, and then I can just reason myself why it wants me to do that, right? So I can have the freedom in my thinking. The contribution I make to the freedom of my thinking is contemplating why it wants me to do it exactly that way. So the system, it said check the system at 64-bit, and so like that, and then this is OS X. I don't have OS X, that's Mac. On Ubuntu Linux, you see how it says Ubuntu right here, so that means that it expects me to use Ubuntu throughout the book. And WSL is a type of Ubuntu, but I think it's maybe limited, I'm not sure. But nice thing to do would be install VMware. There's nothing objectionable about any objection about that thing. I had it in here. and then I uninstalled it. Anyway, I'll see if the WSL Ubuntu works. Does for now. So we can open a terminal and then uname M. Okay, so let's try that and see if that works. I definitely do want to make, actually I'm already in there, so I'll just keep this here. So I definitely do, like I said, I want the Linux to work because I know that's going to be required by the employer later. So put uname, I've got a negative reply. So I do have, so far, it looks like the Ubuntu is working. So the WSL is working for Ubuntu. So x86-64. Alright, so then in Windows, download the Python install. The file name will end with MSI. Double click it, follow the instructions in the installer displays. Windows, download the Python installer. Okay. Okay, it must have been that since install Windows. I think I already have it, but I'm just going to do it again. It says, yeah. Okay. 3.1.1. I think I have a newer version. So the file name will end with MSI, so it wants me to find an MSI. And this is 51. It's very slow. There it goes. Got installed. Launch. Now, okay, it's 3.1.19, and so, and Python.org, it's 3.1.2, so it's 3.1.2. So, but usually, I don't know. Usually it's okay. Install, okay, so oh, that's the problem right here. Install the CPython34 folder by clicking next. Okay, so let's check if Python34, if you're using Python34. Python, nope. Look, CPython34, and this is what I'm talking about. So it should. No, I don't see it there. See, it should be in Python34, so I'm gonna have all these different Python versions. Python 3.1.1 type help import says print. Welcome to Python. Yeah, I'm not good at Linux commands. So anyway, it's supposed to install in. You see, this is the problem because later in the book it might look for this. Doesn't see anything out. So this might become a problem later. So I'll just stay with it right now. If you're running Ubuntu, you can install Python from the terminal by following sudo apt-get install python 3. Okay, let's try it. Sudo apt-get install python 3. Yeah, sudo for already the newest version 3.16 installed, 0 upgraded. Okay, it looks like it's okay. And so I actually do prefer doing things the Linux way, the Linux terminal. So that worked. Alright, let's try idle, install idle. Do you want to continue? It is not there. Now it is here. See, so this is what I'm doing right now. So I'm installing, I'm going word for word, installing everything, because this fundamental stuff will be used later, and then I don't want to get caught in that problem, that mess later. Alright, let me try this other one. Sudo before I'm doing this prompt. Try this. Okay, pick 3, yes. So that's also another benefit of doing everything, yeah, verbose, verbatim from the start, because when you're somewhere else trying to do something verbatim and like in the middle of the process and it's not working, you're like wondering why. So yeah, it's funny because at the beginning it always works. So if I start at the beginning, then it works, but if I start at the middle, then it doesn't work, and it's like, that's very frustrating. Okay, it says now starting idle while the Python interpreter is a software that you're idle software is where programs idle. Most of them do click the start icon in the lower left corner of your screen. Enter idle in the search box. Enter idle here. Here is idle. Okay. So, corner of your screen, enter idle in the search and select idle. On Windows XP, okay. On Ubuntu, select application accessories. Okay, that's what we do. Let's try that. Now it thinks that I'm in the GUI. I think I am not in the GUI. So this is telling me that it's saying no WSL. It wants me to have the full Ubuntu environment. So if I hit Ubuntu app, let's try it, which will probably be WSL, see? So only the terminal. So this is not the terminal. So That means at a later time I'll have to install VMware and Ubuntu, and that would be really cool. So, but, should I do that right now? So that's it. I need the Workstation Pro here. So, alright, let's go. Workstation Pro. There it is. Fusion Pro is Mac, is Apple. Okay, download Workstation Pro. And so there's no difference with all of them. There's only just some message or something like that. As long as I say it's personal use, then it's fine. Okay. We want to know who you are. Who wants to know? Somebody from Singapore. Unable. Need help? Sign in. Having trouble? Sign into your account. What is this? I'm looking for Workstation Pro. This is very easy without any blocks on the internet, if you know what I mean. Administrator, architect, development engineer, executive, management. What am I? This is an engineer, like everyone else. Wants to be an engineer. What are you? I'm an engineer. Why? Because everyone is an engineer. What are you? Engineer. What is he? Engineer. What are they? Engineer. Are you an engineer? He's an engineer. What is he? He's an engineer. What are you? Engineer. He's an engineer. Okay, do it later. Undergo maintenance unavailable between August 9th and close. And by the way, in English, an engineer in English, using English language, right? That's the second version. Oh man, what happened? Do it again. What the? Do you even remember what? Workstation Pro. Upgrade from downloads. Okay. Downgrading. Okay, let's just get this. Downloading workstation. Installing. Okay, it's not that hard. I just need the link. By the way, do you know we have all this hardware? These are the not software engineers. Oh yeah, not English engineers. No, I'm not going to engineer with English. No, I actually have hardware. We actually make hardware. No, I don't think so. Not again. Not getting me next time. That's where I started out this. It goes both ways. What is this? Solutions. Desktop. Desktop workstation. Oh. I'm not looking for Broadcom. This is the problem. I'm looking for VMware. There we go. My downloads. Trials and betas, my cases, products and solutions. I'm still in Broadcom. What the hell's going on? Welcome to your privilege where you can access very quick links. And I found it while I was so so hard. English. Are you an engineer? Are you a mathematician? VMware station. Okay. Try it. Download. Prior to downloading file, additional verification is required. What? This is not. When I downloaded all this in China, they didn't ask for any of this. You just downloaded it. Now I'm in the United States, and they want all of my information, all of this information. Okay. Look at this. Narcotics traffickers, all of this crap. Terrorists. Look at this. I didn't see any of that. Nothing like that at all. It still did not download it. Where's my downloads? See? Let's try it again. There it is. Wow. I have to say that's some pretty heavy crap. Okay, so I got the VMware full. I'm gonna install this. And then I'll put the Ubuntu on. Let's get the Ubuntu. I believe I do. still have the file somewhere. I lost my flash drive with all this stuff, but yeah, I think there is, unless I had to restart. So anyway, I'm just gonna hit this download and put a desktop right there. Tracker settings, accept all, use cookies. See, just forcing me to use it. That's not good. Discover Ubuntu desktop, download version of Ubuntu desktop PC, and let's elsewhere. Download it. It's gonna have to go on my my VM virtual machine. Okay, so it's downloading the ISO. That's it. Here's what to use and updates in your email box. I like it. I plan to use it. I plan to use it at work. And I agree to receive information about canonical spikes. Yeah, whatever. Look how long that's taking. Okay, let's go back to VMware. Next. Okay, it's gonna install there. I don't care about that. Let's check for the Okay, install. Okay, so that when this finished, this should be about 20 minutes on that. And I'm in, but I still have to get the Ubuntu here. So it's gonna be 28 seconds here. Finish it up. Seconds in Ubuntu. Then I'm going to create a new virtual machine. Typical the ISO. So the ISO is in the downloads folder. Full name. Why not? No username and password. Okay, so 1604. Regular. Finish. Launch that my Ubuntu. Launch it again. Ubuntu hello. Boom. There it goes. The first time it's slow. Slower the first time. That's Python. It's gone. There it is. Right. Okay, so according to the PDF, no. We just let that go. You can see it's counting here. But according to the book, I think I'm going to end this video here because now that I have Ubuntu working, I'm gonna, I don't know what I just did. Firefox, I started Firefox. Like that. What? Bluetooth unexpected to retrieve Bluetooth. What is? Easy install. Click on the virtual screen. Required high version. I don't know what this is. Hopefully this will go away. There it goes. Ubuntu is the easiest one to install, and it's also the one that the software engineers are using. No Star just using all the time, but the network engineers don't like Ubuntu. They think it's the easiest one. They don't prefer Ubuntu, but the software engineers do prefer Ubuntu for the Linux. Okay. There it is. It's still loading. The first time it takes longer. The very first time. There it is. Okay. There's my Ubuntu. And so from here, we're gonna try what it says. On Ubuntu, select Applications, Accessories, Terminals. See, it's still loading. So it's still preparing Ubuntu. So anyway, so my point is that now I can start using Ubuntu. And that's going to be very pleasurable. It's going to be a very good way to use this book, and we'll catch it up in the next. We'll catch it up in the next video, because this might take some time. Alright, so next videos we'll have this. We'll be using Automate the boring stuff on Ubuntu.